True enough, the situation with O Block and FBG Duck was a sad situation. When it comes to human beings, one of the most valuable ways of learning is through experience. But luckily, the universe is shared by all of us. So we have the opportunity to learn from the mistakes of others. This whole situation was sad, but there is positivity that's coming out of this. And I think that we can use this to learn from. So I put together a What We Can Learn segment specifically for this situation. This is something that I may continue. I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all feel like I should continue this segment in the comment section. Make sure that y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Number one, once blood is shed, there is no stopping. We can fight, we can argue, and all of that can be forgiven. But once you take a life or you maim somebody, there is no turning back. That's one of the hardest things for somebody to forgive you for taking a loved one or being a part of taking a loved one. This not only creates wars within these gangs, these people got family. Everybody that dies, they had a mother and they had a father. Maybe children, maybe a brother, a sister, a couple brothers, a couple sisters, cousins, family. So when these wars are started and these lives are taken, you bring family into this as well. So once blood is shed and this shit starts, it's almost impossible to stop. Number two, some people will stop at nothing to get you. You may think that in certain situations you safe, but you never know what's on the mind of the next person. People have got unalived in front of police stations, coming out of police stations, in front of the police. So surely you are off limits nowhere if you're a big enough target. You living a regular life will probably never happen again unless you move. And even if you do move, we seen this with AAB hella bands. Even if you do move, some people, they mind so gone, or they may want you so bad to the point to where they will come to where you're at just to get you. They will get on a plane to come get you and get caught and tell the police, yeah, I did that. If they want you that bad. If you did that much in the streets. Number three, your family is always in jeopardy. There's no more going out with your family. There's no more having your family in the car. None of that. If you're involved in this life, you need to stay as far away from your family as possible. How many times have we seen guys get involved in bullshit and their family end up paying the price for it? A child ends up dead. A mother ends up dead. A sister, a cousin, a brother ends up dead. What does this do? This definitely ensures that the cycle will definitely continue. Because now this is someone who's innocent that had nothing to do with what y'all had going on that lost their life. You may get away with doing something to somebody that's in the streets. People may not want to admit it, but psychologically, they understand that when somebody's in the streets and they're out here catching bodies, they're out here robbing, they're out here stealing, they're out here killing, they're putting themselves in a position to either go to jail or get in that casket. People understand that. People understand that a lot more than we think they do. It may hurt when you lose a loved one, but when you know that they were involved in all type of bullshit in the street, it don't hurt as much as it does when you lose somebody who had nothing to do with your bullshit. Number 4, proper preparation prevents poor performance. O Block got the call. What did they do? They went and changed clothes, went and strapped up, went down there, did the hit, and came back. Came straight back to their hood. They were seen on cameras from O Block to the downtown, back to O Block. There was no time to plan this. There was no time to do nothing. They just went and did some shit, and look at the position that they in now. What does that tell you? It's not all about whether we catch this person or not. It's also about whether we get away with this. Because if we don't get away with this, what's the difference in committing suicide? It's just like suicide. This is a kamikaze mission. So in order for you to get away, stuff has to be planned. Like every hit that you do can't be we just gonna jump up and do this. That, for people that's in the streets, you in the streets anyway. I'm just giving you a little bit of advice. Some shit that you really should already know. This is chess, not checkers. Perfect example. The hit on Dolph and the hit on Big Jug. Two total different incidents. One got caught, and I feel like the other is going to get away. Why? Because one was impulsive, and the other was planned. Simple and plain. Not to mention, and I'm going to keep on saying this, we got cameras on every corner now. Damn near every part of the United States. Especially in these urban communities. In these cities where all of this crime is going on. Because if they wanted to, they can really solve every crime that happens. If they wanted to. Believe that. There's not nothing that happens that they can't solve if they really want to. This is why people that do big crimes like unalive presidents and try to hit presidents and this and that, they get caught. They never get away. It's because they got satellites. If this camera don't see you, people got satellites, man. They can see a pebble on the ground from thousands of miles out of space in the atmosphere. So you don't think that they can see you doing your bullshit? Yes, they can. Number 5, nobody wins. Out of all of this, nobody wins. Nobody wins. There's never a winner. How many cliques and gangs that we see that go to war, and at the end of the war, everybody's dead or in jail? We may see a couple scragglers left on both sides. But at the end of the day, everybody's dead or in jail. And no one is successful out of this. No money came out of none of this. It's just us killing us. While the next man is sitting back laughing and shaking their head like, whew, boy. We didn't know how we was going to do it, but we figured it out. Number 6. This is a part of a bigger plan, whether you want to believe it or not. That was an experiment done in the 50s. They did this experiment with rats. What they did was they put certain rats in different type of environments. They put one set of rats in an environment to where they had space, they had plenty of food, they had obstacles for recreational time, so they could play. These rats prospered over here. They got together sometime. They really lived their lives kind of like how we do. They went and played, they worked, they did, everything was cool. They had another set of rats that they put over here. They had them living in close quarters. Nothing really recreational for them to do. Not enough food. not enough food. What happened to these rats? They tore each other apart. They tore each other apart. And this is the experiment that they did with us. It's no different. Believe that. Number 7. The children are left fatherless. You ever heard of the blind leading the blind? That's exactly what this is. The blind leading the blind, or either nobody's leading the blind. Why do I say nobody's leading the blind? Because a child is a precious thing. When it comes out of the womb, the first thing it's looking for is love and nurturance. But it also inevitably looks for guidance. It looks to learn. It's like a sponge. It soaks up everything. And when there's nobody there to teach it, what happens? One of the first laws of the universe is what? Motion. So after motion comes order. Because if you have motion with no order, you have total chaos in them facts. And last but not least, number 8. The seeds that you sow, you reap. This becomes a perpetual cycle. Meaning it never ends, it never stops. You got gangs, organizations, not only in Chicago, but all over the world, that have been beefing for ages. It gets to the point to where the younger generations don't even know why they hate the other side so much. They just know that they hate them. They just know that if they're from this side, they have to hate that side. And even if they don't want to be a part of this, they damn near have to. So their only protection is to ride with this side, is to get involved in it. That's the best option. Each one teach one, man. I try to teach y'all something, man, and reach y'all. You know, even though this game is a double-edged sword, I feel that we all can learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron, you know? But a real nigga always gonna try to hip you before they ship you. And like I always say, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. And try not to get slimed out. It's your boy SNTV. I'm out.